everybody, my name is Rainy Angel and welcome to my channel, Rainy Angel in Spirit. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how real the other side feels. The vibes, all the feelings I get, emotions, vibes are very intense compared to Earth. So when I first had this realization about how real the other side is and the feeling of everything and the vibes and the energy was actually about 4 years ago when I had a spontaneous OBE, and it was very vivid, and I was probably on the other side for about like a minute or so, like a minute, 2 minutes. And in this OBE I was taking a nap. I suddenly just shot up out of my body, like up to my room ceiling, gently floated down. And I just remember, also it was around the time Mac Miller, well, it was like a couple years after Mac Miller had passed, but I was still listening to his music, and I was listening to the album Swimming, and as soon as I came out of my body I heard the song Swimming in my head. And it was like one of the songs, it was like the first song or the last song. Anyways, I had a Mac Miller song playing and it was really loud and because it also felt like I was swimming when I was there, like I was in the air or was there, and it just felt like I was swimming. I remember I had to gain my bearings for a second because like when I shot up to my ceiling I started to kind of like fall a little bit, and then I started going like this as if I were doggy paddling, and I just remember hearing like Mac Miller's song all around me. It was really cool. But I remember also thinking to myself, wow, this is so real. Like it feels more real than this earthly life. Like, no, when people say that, it's true. Like, I don't know how to, like, I guess you really have to experience it to really understand. But just know that everything that we feel here on Earth is like a distorted, filtered version of the true nature of reality. So it's just, yeah, it's very interesting. I remember like there's been times where having the controlled OBEs using the AIDA method, I would come out of my body and I would see certain things, like, all of my thoughts in physical form. There's been times where I've seen some of my fears and characters from horror films, and when I would see them, it was so terrifying. It was scary until you learn that nothing can harm you, touch you, or hurt you as a divine soul. You're not scared of it anymore. Even in dreams, vivid nightmares, you're terrified. Like, it's so real. It feels so real, right? And because when you're dreaming, you're actually out of your body in your dimensional space or traveling the realms. It's very interesting. I just learned this, by practicing the AIDA method and getting all of this information. So it's very intense. Your emotions. I've never really felt sadness. I've only felt real like joy and like more uplifting emotions, and then fear. I've never really had a feeling of like sadness yet. Because just like you feel all these emotions here, you can feel them there too. And I'm sure that, I'll feel some sort of sympathy or empathy for someone or something when I'm on the other side. And it's probably going to feel very intense. Now, also there's been times where, like I remember one time one of my angels where it was dragging my soul out of my body. And I just remember, like, all your senses are heightened. Taste, touch, hearing, seeing, everything is just very intensified. And I just remember when my angel was dragging my soul out of my body, I heard like my soul rubbing against the sheets, and it was loud. It was like I just remember that, and I was like, whoa. Super loud music. When music's playing, one time I heard Led Zeppelin when I was exiting my body, and it was like, wow, yeah, like like the guitar was so loud. It felt like I was like in the venue, like at one of their concerts. It was really cool. So loud, and you feel all the vibes around you. So also the other day I was about to come out of my body, and then I ended up like losing the awareness and I fell asleep. But I remember I was intending on connecting with my angels, and I was like so ready to do it. But because of how real and intensified the vibes were, like once I was like kind of floating above my body, I just remember my hands were really out. The rest of my body was still kind of in, like the rest of my soul was like in my body. So I was like a slight disconnect, but I remember like being there, and I'm like, whoa, like you just hear everything, you sense everything. And it kind of freaked me out. Once again, I was like I was sleeping with my arms like this, and I was thinking to myself, oh man, my guides are gonna like try to touch my hand or something, or try to hold my hand. And I was like, don't do that, please. Because I don't know, I was just scared. I was a little scared to really, like, sometimes I'm ready for it and sometimes I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm still working on getting rid of all the fears, like when it comes to meeting other beings and, you know, individual souls there. Because the reason why I guess it scares me sometimes is because we're not used to these things. Like, we're used to having our friends and family here on earth, but there it's like you could have a whole nother group of friends and family, like your soul family there, and it's like the fact that they're there and it's just in a whole nother realm is just weird. Like, you don't know you're not sure what's gonna happen. You don't know, like, they fly, they zoom around, they're quick, you know what I mean? And that's not a bad thing. It's just I just have to get used to all of those things and all these intensified sensations. Like, I'm telling you, when you come out of your body, everything's very real. The one thing I do want to do next time I come out of my body is, you know, I'm also been focusing on bringing even more of the awareness in, because there's times where it feels very real and more real than this life, but then there's other times where it doesn't feel as real as it should be. And one time I came out of my body and I saw a poodle in my room, and like a white poodle, and I just think now, I'm like, what would have happened if I like bent down and petted the poodle? Would I feel its fur? You know what I mean? I know I would, but I just wonder how intensified that sense would be. Yeah.
Hi.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Are you recording?
Yeah. Hold on. That was my boyfriend. Okay. So, yeah, there's other things that I want to experience there. Just attuning myself and bringing the awareness in as much as I possibly can. I want to really feel the true divinity and nature of reality. Like, I have an analog clock in my room, like a vintage one, and I hear the ticking. I love the sound of ticking clocks, like tick, 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 tick. I love it. And I know that when I come out of my body, I'm gonna hear it so intensified, and it's gonna sound so cool. Because I also hear testimonials of other people coming out of their body, and they'll like touch the wood on their floor or on the wall, and they say they feel all of the wooden fibers, like they feel it all. And yeah, I just really want to experience like the tactile like sensation of everything, you know, like petting the dog, stuff like that. Yeah, but it's always like every time I come out of my body, I'm just very attuned. I'm already very attuned here, like I can sense vibes very strongly here. And there it's like intensified. I'm just like, oh my gosh, how real can it get? Yeah. All right, I guess that's it. That's really all I got right now. Very off the dome, off the top here. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.